Across the Atlantic Ocean, at the eastern end of the Mediterranean Sea, is my country, the Republic of Turkey. Turkey is a bridgeland between Europe and Asia. The part of my country which is in Europe is about as large as the state of New Hampshire. The rest, which is in Asia, covers an area about as large as the state of Texas. The two parts are separated by the Dardanelles, the Sea of Marmara, and the Bosporus. About 27 million people live in Turkey. We have many neighbors. In Europe there is Greece and Bulgaria. The Soviet Union lies along the Black Sea to the north and also forms a part of our eastern border. Our neighbors in Asia include Iran, Iraq, and Syria. The semi-arid plateaus of central Turkey are very much like the high plains of Texas. This camel caravan is a form of transportation still in use. We have built dams to provide water for irrigating our drier upland, generating electric power. In the Black Sea region, forests provide a natural resource. About 1/10 of our land is covered by forests. We have laws to control the cutting of timber, and we plant new trees to replace the ones which are cut down. We are fortunate to have many natural resources. Deep down in the earth, we have large deposits of oil. And we have modern refineries. We also have coal, lignite, iron and copper ore, and other minerals, such as borazite, manganese, and chromite. Turkey is one of the world's largest producers of chromite. Steel mills have been built to help supply the needs of our growing country. My country has the raw materials and power resources for continued development of industry. This is the new airport at Ankara. And today is a very important day for me. My name is Ahmet Yılmaz. And this is my uncle. He lives in Ankara. But I have come 300 miles to meet Mike Adams, a good friend of mine from America. He is returning the visit I made last summer to his home. There he is. I hope Mike will enjoy his visit to my country as much as I did to his. I introduced Mike to my uncle, and we go to see some of the sights of Ankara. Ankara is our national capital. It is a growing city of modern buildings and broad avenues, which are symbols of the new Turkey. On a hill overlooking Ankara is the mausoleum of Kemal Atatürk. I want Mike to see this monument because Atatürk is the father of our new republic. In this mausoleum are enshrined the remains of Kemal Atatürk. Atatürk became the first president of our republic in 1923. Since then, Turkey has progressed from a backward way of living to the more advanced ways of a new democracy. Education in my country is compulsory for all boys and girls. And in modern Turkey, they attend classes together. Because of Atatürk's insistence on education for all, our literacy rate has improved tremendously. But the main purpose of Mike's visit is for him to spend some time with me and my family, to get acquainted with us and our way of living. My uncle puts us on the bus, which will take us to my father's farm. And we are on our way. I live outside the city of Tarsus, which is in the southern part of Turkey, near the Mediterranean coast. It will take us all day to get there, but Mike will have a chance to see some of my country along the way. Not many years ago, travel was by wagon over dirt roads. Now, with the help of American know-how and modern road-building equipment, a network of highways is being developed. Today, we travel on paved roads in modern buses. My father is at the bus stop to meet us. He has come from our farm in one of our wagons. Father is very glad to see me and to meet Mike. We put our bags on the wagon and climb aboard for the ride to our farm, which is only a short distance from the main highway. Not as many Turkish farmers have automobiles as you have in America. Not yet, anyway. Like many Turkish farms, our farm has been owned by my family for generations. At our house, Mike is greeted by my grandfather, my mother, and sisters. I think Mike is a little surprised to see them dressed in Western clothes. Next morning, Mike and I are up bright and early. After we stop for a piece of melon, we wash up and brush our teeth at the pool in the yard. After breakfast, Father puts us to work making fruit crates. On our farm, we grow many things, including, that's right, turkeys. We grow delicious peaches and fine apples, which we ship to the large cities. We also grow watermelons, which we call George Washington watermelons. I remember picking watermelons when I visited Mike last year. They tasted almost as good as ours. The narrow coastal plain on which we live is well suited for growing many kinds of fruits and vegetables. We must irrigate our farms, for our summers are hot and dry. The high mountains to the north of us keep out the cold, wintry winds that blow across the high plateaus. We sell our watermelons and other produce in Tarsus and other nearby towns. After Mike has had a chance to see how our family lives, my father has arranged for me to go with him to visit other places in Turkey. We arrive at the station just in time. The station master gives the engineer the go-ahead signal, and we are on our way. Our train is powered by a diesel motor, just like some of the trains I saw in America last year. Our route takes us across the plateau to Konya, through the mountainous region near Afyon, then down to the fertile farming lands of the coastal plains, to Izmir by the sea. From Tarsus to Izmir is about 700 miles. As we ride along, I have a chance to tell Mike more about my country. We passed many small towns, and gradually we see the countryside change from semi-arid, where sheep and goats are raised, to a more humid area, where wheat is a very important crop. On the eastern coastal plains, we grow much cotton for our textile mills. We raise enough cotton to make most of the cloth and clothes we use. And remember, we have more than 27 million people in Turkey. That takes a lot of cloth. Not far from Izmir, grapes are grown. The vines grow well in the southern climate. These grapes are dried by the hot sun to make raisins. Raisins are one of our more important export crops. After our long but interesting trip from Tarsus, we arrive at Izmir. Mike and I climbed to the top of the hill to the old castle overlooking Izmir. From here, we have a wonderful view of the city. Mike takes some pictures to show his family when he goes home. Izmir is on the Aegean Sea. It is our third largest city and one of our more important seaports. Izmir has been a major trade center since the earliest days. Ships from many lands bring us heavy machinery, tools, and other manufactured goods, and in return, we send them tobacco, chrome, raisins, and other things. About 50 miles outside of Izmir, Mike and I see the old amphitheater at Pergamum, a relic of ancient Greek and Roman days. Pergamum was once a great religious, cultural, and trading center. In this amphitheater, gladiators fought to the death for the glory of the Roman emperor. Ours is only a poor imitation. Another historical landmark are the thermal springs at ancient Hierapolis, with their interesting calcium formations. It is a real treat for Mike and me to swim over these sunken ruins and marble columns in this crystal clear pool. After seeing the sights of Izmir, Mike and I go to Istanbul by ship. We have big modern ships in Turkey, and after our bus and train trips, it will be fun traveling by sea. Istanbul is an overnight journey from Izmir. We travel by way of the Aegean Sea, through the Dardanelles, to the Sea of Marmara, and Istanbul. Istanbul is in both European and Asiatic Turkey. Istanbul is a link between the eastern and western parts of old world history. The Bosporus is the name given to the stretch of water separating European Turkey from Asiatic Turkey. The control of this narrow passage between the Black Sea and the Mediterranean gives Istanbul strategic importance. In the olden days, this old fortress helped to guard the Bosporus. along this narrow strait is this famous palace, once a home of sultans, and more recently, the residence of Kemal Atatürk. Traffic flows across the Golden Horn over the Galata Bridge. Perhaps more than any other place in Turkey, Istanbul shows the progress that my country has made since the days of Atatürk. Istanbul has a population of about 1.5 million, with many new buildings and a modern transportation system. In Istanbul, there are 2 major universities. Istanbul has been a center of learning for the Eastern Mediterranean and the Middle East for thousands of years. This is St. Sophia, once one of the largest Christian churches in the world. Later, it was converted into a mosque, but now it is a national museum. Most of us in Turkey are Muslims, and we worship at mosques. The time has come for Mike to leave. At the airport where we say goodbye, I give Mike a book of photographs all about Turkey to take home with him. He gives me his most prized possession, his camera. Mike and I have become the best of friends, and I know that our countries will also always be friends. Since Atatürk, Turkey has become a modern, progressive country. With good friends such as America, we will continue our progress. Goodbye, Mike. Come back and visit us again, soon.